an angle somewhere like this. So what he's saying, you just be shooting him. Do you get? It is 99.3 Nigeria info, and this is Life and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze. Tonight on the show, we have a great personality. Do you understand? And Daddy Freeze just mentioned the person. We have Honorable Akin Alabi. Who is he? This one. You see him. He's gonna come on here. From now up until 11 p.m. So we get to talk about. For now, just hold this and let them look at us. The infectious. Hide it. Take it like okay. All right, take it. Okay. So guys, we're good to go. Akin Alabi in the building. Yeah, shoot this. Let me see if Akin is here. Trying to get a hookup with Akin. With Honorable. Hey, I have bad manners. I have bad manners. We are waiting for Honorable Akin. Let me DM him. Oh yeah, come online. Okay. I'm online. Okay, so we're good to go. If anybody spots him, let us know. So we can. In the meantime, Ada, for the first time today, we had a meeting, and it was online, all of it. What do you think about that? I'm like, I'm enjoying this future. Do you know I was in the car with my daughter, and I was like, yes, and I was like, do you know this is what the future is going to be? I asked her if she liked it. She wasn't quite sure. I think my daughter preferred the old fashioned. Everybody sits down in a meeting. Let me get to know the people I work with. Let me get to meet them. It was such a great one. Like I was in the comfort of my house. Yeah, you know the funny thing is, you could actually be with your boyfriend in a hotel room. Tell him I've got a meeting. No, I'm telling you, just sit in one corner. You know, hotel rooms usually have desks. So you just sit in a desk, and then you would, from there, just go live. Absolutely. You know, just go there, go live, then go back to your appointment. So true, like you. Yeah. I was driving. Someone keeps calling me. Yeah. You know? So anyway, can we take a music break and come right back? Hello? Hello? Akin Alabi is finally here. I thought he was the one calling me, so I cut the radio station off. Let me just bookmark Akin Alabi. Pin comment. Fantastic. So let me get the radio station to call me back. Imagine some person called me now. Oh, God. And I thought it was him. Oh. I say all this Daddy Freeze, we have not eaten in 2 years. Ada, call me. Akin is here. Call me, sis. Akin is here. Okay, let me call Ada. Sorry, I thought you, Akin, I thought you were calling me. Yes, call me. He's here. All right, so we're on the radio station. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and the radio at the same time. So we're not joking. Honorable. Honorable. I good. We they manage. So they are queuing us on now. Yes, Ada, we're here, and the Honorable is here with us. Let my face show a bit. The Honorable, the Gbogbo, my brother from Ibadan. You see, Ada, we Ibadan guys, we go a long way. That's Honorable Akin Alabi. You could wave to him, yeah. We go a long way. We come to Lagos and we take control. We change things. Amanda Koruni. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he needs no introduction. The chairman of Naira Bet, one of the most successful sports betting companies in Nigeria. He is a Nigerian future and present ruler. Because I see someone as a future ruler when he's my age and below. But guess what? I'm sure the people here, they also believe they are still our future rulers. So no problem, we will not fight them. We will just make sure we submit people like Honorable Akin Alabi. And today, what we're talking about is the most controversial bill ever. The Infectious Diseases Bill. Big shout out to Ubi Franklin. When I heard Akin Alabi on Ubi's show, I started calling Akin Alabi like a fan. Like I had won Naira Bet money and he was about to pay me. I'm like, we need to do this on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The audience on the street needs to hear what the Infectious Diseases Bill is. And a lot of people are not listening to proper news. What they're being fed is WhatsApp news. You listen to someone with files behind. I'm trying to get my parents, especially. My parents believe anything on WhatsApp. I'm telling you, if you go to WhatsApp and say Christ has returned, my parents will circulate it and say that Christ has returned. That is how much they hold. And you see, many of the people whom they quote on WhatsApp are people who are probably even less informed than they themselves are. Today, for instance, I sent my parents, because I always make sure I send them the real news. There was a story today on WhatsApp, and a lecturer from the UK, a very formidable lecturer from the UK, and the director of London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, Peter Pyatt, who was one of the who did groundbreaking work on Ebola and AIDS, and who has been infected by coronavirus and is an expert on vaccines, was giving a speech. They will never see those ones. It is one guy that will sit down and tell them, this is what happened, this is how I know you understand what I'm talking about. So a lot of people already are prejudiced against the infectious diseases bill. And most people do not even know what it is about. So, before I start, I would like you to introduce yourself. I'm sure everybody knows who you are. Not everybody knows who Akin Alabi, who Honorable Akin Alabi is. But just in a few words, introduce yourself. Tell us about what you've done aside Naira Bet and politics. And today I saw you building a house for some people. Can we quickly just talk about that? Me and you, then you now. Apparently, their house was demolished or something like that.
No. It was their shops and stores
Okay.
demolished for construction of a road of a flyover or so for construction in Oyo State. But to the best of my knowledge, the owners of the buildings and shops
Yeah.
will or have been or will be compensated. But we all know that in a typical market in Nigeria, like in a place like Ibadan, there are going to be a lot of people that are not shop owners, stalls, and so on, people managing different corners of the shops. So all those ones are not going to be compensated. So a few of them that reside in my constituency, because that's my primary concern for now, my constituency. So they reached out and we investigated and found out that was true. But because I can't be in Ibadan right now, I decided to send my aides to go there. So they investigated and they provided money to build new stores and to restock their shops for them. So that's one of the things I do as the
Woo!
federal pastor. And as a citizen, a concerned citizen, because before I got into office, through my foundation, Akin Alabi Foundation, I've been doing these things here and there. So just to talk about myself, like you requested, my name is Akin Alabi. I'm an Ibadan boy, born and bred in Ibadan. I, I am an entrepreneur. I'm the founder of Naira, even though because I've gone into office, resigned and I've diversified and so moved out of the company in a nutshell. But I'm still involved in the sports betting industry because as in the house that I am, I'm the chairman of the Committee on Governmental Affairs, which oversees gambling all over the country. So I'm still involved in that industry.
Oh, wow.
I'm also an author. I'm the author of Small Business Big Money, one of the most popular business books you can head of in Nigeria. And I'm a teacher. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things in a nutshell.
Fantastic. So let us hit the nail on the head. Let us go straight to the Infectious Diseases Control Bill. When you first heard about the bill, what was your initial reaction?
I thought it was timely. I thought it was a good deal. I thought it was needed at this time. It was something that we should have. The bills we have, the existing laws we have as regards that, and so many sectors of the economy are archaic. They are out of tune because the world is rapidly changing. So a lot of laws across all sectors of the economy need to revamp their laws because things keep changing, especially in this day and age. So that bill was necessary, and I was happy when the speaker introduced it. But after a couple of days, I started seeing a lot of trending on Twitter and social media about how we must stop that bill. And I went back to look at the bill, and I saw that the bill was still okay. So I traced why there's so much noise around this bill. So two things: I found out that a very popular ex-senator talked about it, and some Twitter influencer wrote about it and why the bill must not go through. So, and after that, a lot of people that were criticizing this bill kept referring to what these two people said, not what they said, not what they saw in the bill themselves. So I now put a challenge on Twitter. I said, you know what? What part of the bill don't you like? Let me see and let's talk about it. And people ran away. They won't talk about it. They said this. They have not seen the bill, but they said this. They said this. And it's so bad that one day I was walking in my estate and I saw a man who was very educated, and a businessman, a real estate mogul, and we were having a chat. He said, you guys in the House of Rep, or you guys must stop this bill. I said, oh, okay, fine. But can you educate me? What part of the bill do you think is strong? He said, to be honest with you, I've not read the bill. I'm like, so what are we talking about? I bet you the bill with you that 9% of those that say no to this NCDC bill, they have not read this bill. There's nothing wrong with the bill. The fact is that a bill is a proposal to make a law. It's going to pass through different stages, and there will be a lot of amendments. There will be additions, there will be removals before you get the perfect law. In fact, the law is not even still perfect because there will still be amendments in future. We keep amending laws every day at the House of Representatives and the National Assembly in general. It's going to pass through the first reading. It's going to pass through the second reading. It's going to go to the committee stage. It's going to go to public hearing. After public hearing, it will come back to the House for more debate and consideration. After that, it's going to be sent to the Senate and it's going to pass through first reading, second reading, third reading again. Okay. Now, same if it starts from the Senate, it still have to come to the House. Then when you complete that, you now have the harmonization. After harmonization, you now send it to the presidency for assent, which he has to sign within 30 days, which if he doesn't sign, we give us the reason or send it back to the House. The House can now veto the president by 2/3 of putting it into a law. So the law is still going to
A lot of people are complain about a bill they've not read before. You must stop that bill. Typical Nigeria. We're waiting for his internet connection to come right back. You must.
I didn't put my phone on airplane mode, so a call came in and they stopped.
Oh, I actually wanted to tell you that because that's what I was doing when I took.
I forgot.
So you were saying.
A bill is just a proposal. Like, what's the merit of this bill? We want to be arresting thieves, right?
Yes.
So I can propose that when we want to arrest the thief, we should slap them. So when we're not discussing, say no, don't slap them. Let's punch them. No, don't let's punch them. Let's tase them. And so on and so forth. We will now debate and make one law. Making a hue of a crime at this stage is unfounded and absolutely ridiculous.
Absurd is what some people who have actually read the bill and wondering what all the noise is about. Now, one of the things that are scaring people, or that is scaring people with regards to this particular bill, is the fact that the NCDC, by law, according to this bill, can actually take over anybody's property whom they feel necessary. So, for instance, if the NCDC doesn't like Daddy Freeze, for instance, because Daddy Freeze speaks about their pastor, they can just decide that one day, you know what, this Daddy Freeze house where he's speaking from pastors about safe, it will make a nice isolation center. Let us go and collect the house from him. Maybe if he's living under the bridge, he will not be talking about pastors. So, that is one thing that is really scaring a lot of people. We live in Africa, especially Nigeria. If you have 20 cars and you are living in a rented house, they will be cursing you. Meanwhile, I know billionaires who don't own houses. What's that billionaire that looks like the guy in Iron Man? I've forgotten his name. The guy, I'm sure somebody's going to put his name up. The guy who Iron Man was fashioned after. He doesn't own any property. Elon Musk right now wants to give up all his property.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, Ilenio, hey, you must hold your house. So if you told the Nigerian man you take his wife, he'll feel bad, but he'll feel slightly better if you leave his house and take his wife. So please explain that part to us, and why the average Nigerian who is in an opposing political party, for instance, should not be afraid that they'll just come one day and collect his house and turn to isolation center.
Look, there is always the risk of an enforcer of law abusing the law. That doesn't make the law wrong.
Yep.
That doesn't make the law bad. Right? Okay, for example, the police has the right to stop you and search you upon suspicion that you are carrying illegal weapons, for example.
Yeah.
So we can ask, what if the policeman does not like that the phrase because he's talking about their pastors? So that means the policeman can just come and enter my house or stop my car to check for illegal weapons, and then maybe use that to plant the weapon there and then arrest that the phrase from there. Of course, he can do that. That person has abused the power, but that doesn't mean we're going to take the power away from the police to be able to do that. So, how do we put in checks and balances in case people abuse these things? What proof do you have? You arrest people by suspicion, you can sue for harassment, and you find out that it's been proven that this was pure witch hunting. Look, any regulatory agency will have powers of arrest. If you don't put power of arrest in a regulatory bill, you are just deceiving yourself. You are just doing social media content. That's all. You need power of arrest to enforce a regulatory law. If you look at someone like NAFDAC, for example, NAFDAC, they can see, feel, or they can even hear information, even if it's a rumor that they are producing illegal drugs in so building, they can enter there. They have all the rights to enter there. But can the NAFDAC DG abuse that? Of course, the NAFDAC DG can abuse that. But that doesn't make the law wrong. In the lotteries industry where I came from, look, the DG of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, the Lotteries Act states categorically that they can decide to come and enter to find out if we are doing illegal lottery, right? And
Yeah.
we have the right to check all our files, look at our photocopier to see if there's a document that is hidden inside, look at all the books on the shelf and open them to see if there's something that is going to show that we are operating something illegal. You have to give them that power, or else there's no point doing it at all. So people will abuse. Judges have abused, police have abused, NAFDAC have abused, customs have abused. A lot of people have abused their powers all over the world, but that has nothing to do with the
Absolutely. As I'm talking to you right now, there's a DSS case where a man was arrested for using President Buhari's daughter's SIM, and he was imprisoned for 10 weeks. And the DSS has now been ordered by court, according to the report I read, to pay 1 million naira for each of the 10 weeks, making out a total of 10 million naira. Then the second case was some gentleman who was harassed for carrying a Louis Vuitton bag by the customs. And he said it was his personal effects. They said no. So it became messy. They seized his property. He took them to court and won. And customs were granted. And he won against the customs. So yes, I totally understand that. And we can also look at what's been happening with Governor Wike in Port Harcourt, where somebody's house was demolished. I'm sure the person can seek legal redress if the person feels uncomfortable with the way he was handled, and if he feels that the governor abused power, quote and unquote. So I understand what the fact that someone is abusing power does not mean that we wouldn't give the enforcement the power. It makes no sense at all, because what's the use if people cannot be... I was driving in traffic today, and someone brought her head out of it, opened the door, and spat on the road inside COVID-19. You understand what I'm saying? That should be something they should be taken away for questioning for. In a pandemic, you don't spit up and down. Why are you wearing the mask? So that droplets do not come out. Meanwhile, you are spitting a whole sputum. You understand? Now, there's another big issue that I want to ask you. I hear Bill Gates is the sponsor of this bill, that he paid... that Bill Gates paid... And no, you see, I don't know why you're laughing, because this is actually... they're not murmuring this. The papers have been filed to this effect. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was something I would take all my clothes off and roll in the mud with laughter for. Until I saw that papers are being served. They're actually taking this seriously. So let me ask you, I'll pretend I have no idea about this at all. Did Bill Gates really give anybody 10 million US dollars
For
to
what?
pass a bill so that the bill will pass quickly?
Pass it. So
Has the
how does it pay to pay?
and how does he pay Bill Gates? Thank you very much.
How does it pay?
Does Bill Gates once come and live in your house?
Give it to pass it on. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I can imagine what Bill Gates is thinking. I don't know how you will give out billions out of your wealth over the years, a sizable percentage of your wealth going out to people. You fought polio to a standstill in Africa.
Stand
Your
still.
personal money. You fought polio. You did a lot, and you're still doing a lot, only for some funny people to start saying all this rubbish about it. It's so preposterous. I don't understand it. I can imagine what he's thinking. That's why sometimes you don't even blame some people when they decide that they are just going to make their money and sit down one corner and enjoy their money. Like, what is going on with people? Like, what is Bill Gates going? Look, you sit down, you look at Bill Gates after everything is done, then you use your computer that Bill Gates produced to insult him. You use the Windows that he produced, you use it to go on social media and insult him about, I mean, what's going on with our people? I don't understand. How does it connect? How does it relate? They're talking about cross-vaccination. One of the things that they're talking about the bill. Look, what they're saying is that for you to fly, the plane is an enclosed place. It's one of the places where you can transmit this kind of infectious disease easily. You need to show your certificate that you've been vaccinated. Right?
Like a yellow card, yellow fever card kind of thing.
We were vaccinated. I still have the vaccine mark against. I don't even know what we vaccinated against. Polio, everything. I have vaccine on my. We're vaccinated. Then it was the technology was not so good, so there's still scar on our
Big scar.
The technology is good. There's no scar anymore. So it's like when you're going to Ghana, for example, you need to show your
Yellow card, yeah.
Yellow card means you've been vaccinated
Against yellow fever.
If you have not been vaccinated, you have to take the vaccine before you can fine. Some people try to drive and all what, but the fact is that you have to take the vaccine. You have to have the certificate to fly. That's what we're saying. Because in this deadly times when this virus is spreading, we need only people who have been vaccinated. When the vaccine has been found, obviously, only people who have been vaccinated should be able to fly so that the Kobawa you go. Why is this so hard? When the vaccine comes out and certified, I will be on queue. I will be the first.
No, you cannot be the first. You collect it after me. Now me go first collect. You will be on the queue behind me. It took you. Because I don't understand what the panic is. Now,
because these people haven't been vaccinated before, maybe they are young. The people on social media, they are so young, they don't even know what vaccination is. As in, we struggled to get vaccinated.
in Ibadan, when we're growing up, do you know there were songs?
Most of them get vaccination before they come to Nigeria.
Honorable, do you know when we're growing up, there was one song they used to sing on Ile Akede? Egbabere Ajesara, Egbabere. Do you remember that song? Yes. Abere Ajesara is vaccine in Yoruba. Vaccine is such a part of our culture that it has Yoruba name.
If you are not going to travel, fine. If you are going to stay in your house, you are not going to take vaccine. Nobody will come to your house and hold you to take vaccine. But you that's fine.
That's fine. That's your prerogative.
Right? Yeah, I will take it. Before you can do some things, you have to take it because it's not only you that you're a human being, but the rest of us, we have a right to life as well.
Yes. I totally agree.
If you want to be in enclosed places with us, if you don't take it, sit down in your room with your family and suffer whatever disease that comes to you.
Now, I want to ask you a question. You see, there's so many, that particular bill actually speaks of forced vaccination. What about people who, for instance, have religious views that are anti-vaccine? I don't know where they got them from, because there's nowhere in the scriptures that says you should not collect vaccine.
I don't know as well.
Uh-huh.
I have
And
no
I
idea.
don't know if there's anywhere in the Quran. I'm not an expert on the Quran. And I don't know if there's anywhere in the Quran, however, that says you should not take a vaccine. However, people with such religious views, would they be allowed to fly without collecting the vaccine?
I have a question to ask them.
Yes.
If they are going to Ghana, will they tell them at what's the name of that their airport in Ghana? That is their religion something that did not allow them to take, and whether they will allow them to enter. Why is everybody? Why do you want to use when it is in Nigeria? You want to use different excuses and everything to bypass laws. Look, if Britain says today that you must have vaccination certificate before you can enter, all those people saying religiously, they will go and take the sharp. They will go to London. We just want to take advantage of where Nigerians we can fight and scatter everything here. Look, if USA, Britain, Schengen,
Canada,
the major countries Nigerians go to, if they say that you must be vaccinated from COVID before you come to our country, you don't even need anybody to argue with them. They will ask, should we vaccinate every day?
is the vaccine daily or weekly?
People will have different excuses, my religion, but once we can all come around and say, look, this is an infectious thing. This thing can spread around, and there's a vaccine to stop you from having it, right? And we make it a law. We have to follow, irrespective of your religious line.
Now, I want to ask a question. By the way, people on Nigeria Info, we're rounding off right now, because our honorable does not have all day. So send your questions. Ada, what is the WhatsApp number?
0809 597 5805.
0809 587 9, sorry?
597 5805.
597 5805. Okay? So, guys, please send your questions in right now by WhatsApp. We're live on 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we've got Honorable Akin Alabi here with us. Now, you know, I've been on a quest.
Before you go on,
yes.
To show you how these people still don't understand what we're talking about. In the comment, someone said, why would one organization want to depopulate the world?
God bless you.
Sterilization and all. It's so sickening. You don't even know where you begin to answer. Who is depopulating the world? What if Bill Gates depopulate the world? Who will use Windows?
Who will use Windows? They'll be using DOOR.
Once you mention population, family planning, populate, they say, they depopulate. What are you depopulating the world? We are trying to say, well, let's be responsible. Oh God, I don't know where I'll start though.
Now, I want to ask you a question. You know, that's where you are going to is exactly where I was going to, but I was coming from the backyard. You see, I started this quest against false, manipulative, extortive, and more or less ridiculous religion. And I've been on it for the last 3 years of my life. I've dedicated everything I have to it. Because I've studied the scriptures in all the original languages they were written. I know what the scriptures are. I know what we are doing is not what the scripture said we should do. Now, when you have a pastor who comes on the pulpit and makes statements like the government shut down Lagos and Abuja just to install 5G, linking 5G with coronavirus, linking Bill Gates. One particular pastor said, who is Bill Gates? Is he a physician? Is he a doctor? Is he a radiologist? Mentioned all the medical field. People were saying robobobo skapababa in the background. Amen, amen in the background. And these pastors have audiences. You see, the government looked away for too long. Now they've become so big that even the government is finding it hard to question them. Because there's a clear example of a pastor whose TV channel was sanctioned in the UK. Meanwhile, he's saying everything he's saying in Nigeria and getting away with it. But in the UK, he's being sanctioned.
Yeah.
So, don't you think that the government needs to look into sanctioning what pastors preach with regards? It's bad enough that they got the gospel wrong, but okay, it's the gospel. No be you wear cloth, tie wrapper, enter your motor, buy fuel inside, drive, go church, one hear wrong message. But you see, we need to do something about pastors that have now left even that wrong message and are now preaching conspiracy theories. 5G and coronavirus. They want to, right now, people, you don't understand the power of fools in large numbers. If they gather, if they gather 20,000 half-bred simians in a building and tell them that Bill Gates is the Antichrist, which is actually what they're doing now.
Of course.
Bill Gates is actually the Antichrist. Anyway, I laugh because I myself have been the Antichrist for 3 years. So any day I see Bill Gates, I say, Bill Gates, thank you for taking over from me. I say, Bill Gates, thank you. You have taken my work. This used to be my work for 3 years. Now, does the government, is there any bill that is being considered? Is there anything that the government can do, or can you suggest? Because that's where the problem is going to come from eventually.
Legal matters. That's going to open up a lot of legal matters, like a pastor saying his own opinion, and we go arrest or we go sue them for that. There's going to be a lot of mess. All we need to do is to just, I think the government too, on our part, we need to educate the people more. We need to enlighten the people more. I think that's one problem with governance in Nigeria. We don't do it with the people. We don't tell the people the basic things that we do. Let them understand. I heard that there's one country, is it North Korea? Is it South Korea? I can't remember that. Even the remotest villages, every evening there's a speaker at their own NEPA electricity pole.
Yes.
That it will broadcast government activities, get people to send in their questions and all that. So these kinds of things help. Since I became a member of the House of Representatives, when I do little things like teach people about the lawmaking process, people will be like, wow, we never knew that exists. We never knew you people do that. Oh, I have a bill. What can we do? And me too, I want to be a lawmaker in future. You know, a lot of people are inspired because I'm breaking it down for them that this is what government actually does. But because a lot of people don't even understand a lot of things, so everybody just runs to the market with their own conspiracy theory. They'll just mention something that is not even remotely possible. They don't understand how governors work. They don't understand that there are some things that it's impossible to take money from, for example, in government. There are some things that are just impossible.
They stole our money.
Respected news handles, post it. When respected news handles post it, you will wonder. Let me just give you an example. Now, as a lawmaker, you have the right to bring any bill to the floor, right?
Yeah.
For example, a bill is a proposal to make a law. So I can come out here and say, I have an idea that Nigerians, the law says you have to be 18 to vote. I have an idea that 2-year-olds can vote. I believe so, right? Let's say
yes.
I believe it. So I can propose a bill and submit it. It is my right to submit it. And once you submit it, it goes into the first reading and it passes. All bills automatically pass the first reading. So when anytime anyone puts up a ridiculous bill and it passes the first reading, I'll say, no, don't worry, this bill is rubbish, it's going to die. People will say, but it has passed the first reading. You people are lying to us. You see, as it's the problem of the government. If we had educated the people that all bills pass the first reading, then there won't be any argument as per hearing that the bill has passed the first reading. So,
do you know, even I did not know this?
But that is the fault of us, the government. We are not pushing information out enough for people to understand.
Information is power.
You'll be like, when the news comes, you just be like, this is ridiculous. This is not possible. Forget that news. People are, apart from that, people are not reading why a lot of people are illiterate, and they are the ones that will be fought. Look at recently when Punch handle carried it that Daily Momodu defies coronavirus, holds virtual party. And people were saying he should be arrested. That is a big man. That's why he's not being arrested. How can he also? I said he was virtual party. What does virtual party mean? Electronic party. But they will not know. The only virtual they know is the betting virtual. They come and play Naira Bet and other places.
That's the only one they know.
That's the virtual they know. So they are not educated. So I really think the government is a bit at fault. There's information vacuum. And when there's information vacuum, charlatans will lead the way, come up with some sensational messages, and everybody will just follow.
Now, I have so many questions. You spoke about information. Were you born into a rich family in Ibadan? Or because a lot of people be Akin Alabi, oh, he's a rich man's son. I've heard that narrative. I'm sure you have too. That's why he has been able to go this far in life. He has sponsors. He has what do they call them? Political fathers and godfathers. So tell us about your background.
I come from a typical middle class family. Um, my parents, my father was a public servant, my mom a trader, and they did well to send us to good schools. I went to Command Children's School, Mokola, then I went to Federal Government College, Enugu. So I thank my parents for giving me that head start of good education. But we're basically middle class family with a normal Volkswagen, 505, mid 80s family, right? So there was no extra wealth, everything was basic. So all of us, we just had to find our way in life. Our parents have done their best for giving us good education, so we had to go out and hustle. And part of the hustles I hustled is there was a time that in Iwo Road, I was selling chicken in traffic. I sold chicken, enough live chicken.
In traffic.
I did in Iwo Road.
I know Iwo Road very well, the roundabout.
Chicken per se. I decided to try business. So my friend and I decided let's raise chicken for Christmas around September. Let's raise chicken for Christmas and sell. So when it got to December and the chickens had matured, it was as if everybody in Ibadan had raised chicken. Right? Obviously, we didn't do any market research. We just believe people will buy chicken in December, so we just raised chicken. And we couldn't sell, nobody was coming. And the chicken still needed to be eaten. And we don't calculate that by 8 weeks or 12 weeks, few money don't finish, then we can't feed this chicken again. So we can't kill the chicken now, and we can't starve them because they will grow late, we will not be able to sell again. So what did we do? We carried the chickens and went to Uru. And I was chasing after car. Mommy, I want 5. Lele, you were really wood at that. So I sold chicken in traffic. Right? So, but right at the spot where we sold chicken in traffic is a 4-story building where my Southwest headquarters is right now.
Can somebody say hallelujah?
So it's not my parents gave me a head start. I got to give them the kudos by sending me to decent schools.
But of course, they didn't give you money to start Naira Bet. They didn't give you money to go into politics. They did not back you up in politics in any way.
What politics? By the time I joined politics, partisan politics, I'd already done well in business. So I did, because I made sure that my business was solid before I went into business. Because I advise people all the time, make sure you hold your business side before you go into politics. Because I say it all the time, a lot of people don't understand. If you want to go broke, join politics. Right? 99% of people that join politics come out financially worse off than they were when they went in. Right? There's a difference between joining politics and being in government. If thousands of people will join politics, they want to do local government chairman, they'll go and sell their land, they'll sell their house, sell filling station, they'll not give them ticket, or they'll lose election, or they're looking for a special advisor with governor, they'll work hard for the party, they will ignore them. So they'll end up broke. A lot of people end up broke. So I made sure my business was solid before I went there. But my dad was a politician. He was a politician in Egbedo and Federal constituency, my constituency. He contested for House of Reps about 30 years ago. He lost. Right? So people like my dad because he was a very principled man. So there are many places that I campaigned to. They'll be like, I'm no Baba. No Baba is a good man. Yeah, we all have little different aspects of our lives, right?
Hmm.
Despite that, in 2015, I contested and lost.
Hmm.
I lost in 2015. So, and I came back 2019 and I won. Okay, so everybody we have our own head start, our own little advantage over the next person. Some people's advantages are more than the others, but we can't just keep waiting on that. You say, Baba Elo. Someone was telling me that Shinopela, his father is because popular. Baba Pela had many children. Why is none of them as popular
Why
as
all of them
Stephen
not
Blades?
popular? Thank you very much.
No disrespect to Stephen Blades. How many of them are as big as Shinopela? So the question is, what do you do with what you've been given? Do you bury it or do you go and multiply it?
Absolutely. Now, real quick, one more question. Do we have questions, Ada?
Just comments, basically.
Okay. Before you read the comments, one quick question. Still about the infectious bill. I wish we had like 3 hours, but unfortunately we don't. So I'm just going to ask one more quick question. A lot of people are saying that the bill was passed hurriedly.
What does that mean?
Please explain from. You saw that tweet. That's it was passed hurriedly. I'm sure right now a lot of people are now familiar with the fact that the fact that a bill passes first reading does not mean that the bill has been.
There is no debate for first reading by law. It passes automatically.
And they said that other bills apparently explain to us what it means or what their can you allay their fears, because a lot of people are saying that the bill, no other bill was passed like that, the bill was just passed hurriedly, it must be because of that $10 million Bill Gates gave them.
First of all, the bill has not been passed.
Okay.
Has not been passed, right? So, but this is an emergency situation we are in.
Absolutely.
Some bills move faster than some bills, right?
Yes.
For example, the budget. The budget is a bill. Every year's budget is a bill. The appropriation bill. That after it passes, it becomes the law. The money we spend in 2020, the budget of 2020 is the appropriation act of 2020. It passes speedily, right?
Yeah.
Compared to maybe one bill that is not doesn't have any immediate bearing, right?
Yeah.
Even the sponsor is not even pushing it that much. So some bills will move faster than some bills. It is normal. Some bills can pass in a year, while some bills are there for 7 years.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing. Now, also there's seniority in the house. Speaker proposes a bill. We will move with it faster than the other. There's seniority in the house, whether we like it or not. Some people may be surprised to hear that. For example, let me divert. There's this bill that was sponsoring about exiting the Naturalization Act, where if a woman, a Nigerian woman, marries a foreign national, the man cannot get Nigerian citizenship.
Yeah.
But if a Nigerian man
marries a foreign woman, she will
woman
get.
can get the citizenship. I think that's totally biased. If we're not going to do naturalization by marriage, it's fine. But if we're going to do it, it has to be both ways. So I came up with this bill. Obviously, passed the first reading, so it was going to second reading. Then I now found out that the deputy minority leader of the house had the same bill. You know what I did? I just killed my own and came behind it. This is the deputy minority leader of the house. He's a senior ranking member of the house. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the glory. I just want it to work. So let me queue behind attacker. That's what we call it. Sorry. Let me queue behind Honorable Adekoya, and let us pass this bill quickly. It's a constitutional review, so that one is going to take longer anyway. So that's just an example. So in the speaker's bill is something that if the speaker is very interested, it can move faster than a first timer. All right, there's ranking in the even sitting arrangements. We the first time I see me and Shinabella, now back with the seat. Back, we do it. The senior members are in front. There's ranking in the house. So it's passing through the normal channels. And everything's going to pass through normal channels. I heard again that they said the members did not see it. What do you mean the members did not see the bill? What happens, number one, is every legislative day, we have about 10 to 20 new bills every day. Which legislator is telling me that he sees all those 20 bills per day? Now, the point is that we don't sit at the first reading, which is just formality. By the time it comes up for second reading, when we discuss the merits and demerits of the bill, it is at the entrance, the sergeant at arms, when we sign in, you pick it up, the bills for the day, you pick it up and go and sit down. You don't come and say the bill. It is there for everybody. It's even online. So what do we mean by they've not seen it? It's not been hurriedly passed. It's normal speed. It doesn't even been passed. It doesn't even move to Senate. It hasn't even gone to third reading. It has passed second reading. Second reading is just, first reading is automatic. Second reading is discuss the merits and demerits of the bill, and it moves to the committee stage. Committee stage to public hearing. Public hearing, it can be killed or modified. The social media bill was killed at the public hearing. It's killed. So it hasn't gone through that. It hasn't gone to the third reading. It hasn't gone to the Senate for them to pass through the process. After everything, harmonization, before the president decides whether he's going to sign it or not. So what do they mean by hurriedly passed?
Someone is asking, how did it pass two readings in one day then?
There you see. Reading, the first reading is nothing, like I said.
Yes.
It is not a novel thing in the house. So the second reading is like the first talk, the first debate. The first reading is formality. It's just listing. Let me tell you a secret. A lot of members actually put bills that they know they are not going to pursue, so they can be on record that they are billing in the first reading. They are not even going to debate in the second reading. Second reading is actually the debate. It's not even a full debate. It's just discuss the merits and demerits of the bill. So if forget first reading, second reading, go is the real first reading. So passing two readings is nothing. The first reading is nothing. It's just listing. I think they should turn it to listing. We should call the name listing and not first reading.
Yes.
Because the clerk has to stand up and read the short title of the bill. So it's reading, yeah. So the clerk reads it. So that's the first reading. That's what happened.
So, thank you very much, Honorable Akin Alabi. Ada, please, can we quickly have one or two comments or questions from WhatsApp?
Okay, hello Nigeria Info. Please tell Honorable Akin Alabi not to allow the bill to go through. If signed into law, the Minister of Health will have the right to convert any building, including the Nigeria Info Studio, or that it freezes house, into an isolation center, while the police will be able to arrest anybody suffering from an infectious disease without a warrant. It also gives the NCDC Director General the power to close down premises deemed to be overcrowded in a country where millions live in cramped spaces, while officials authorized by him will be able to detain individuals without any warrant. And you want this bill to be signed into law, God forbid.
Did you hear that, Aki?
Yeah, I heard parts of it. I didn't hear everything.
Okay.
It still all boils down to this power of arrest we're talking about.
Yes.
Power of arrest. Look, if we are going to deny, here's my point. I need consistency in our government.
Yeah.
Can't be cherry picking.
No, Nigeria is the world. This is the.
If we are not going to give the commission the power to do these things, then we have to review all other acts of government and go and limit the powers of all these regulatory agencies.
Because even EFCC can come to your house without a warrant.
Limit the powers of NAFDAC. We can't cherry pick. Nigerians love to cherry pick. Like, today, this military rule that suits us because our people are stubborn. Tomorrow, you say, no, we have to fight that bill. You have to fight the bill in military rule. You need to pick one. You need to pick one. Once you pick one, you live with you enjoy the advantages and live with
the disadvantages.
Find a way to modify it. So if we are going to limit the powers of the NCDC for this, it's a moral responsibility for us to look at other regulatory agencies that we have, all the regulatory laws, and go and edit their power of arrest, including the police.
Mm, mm, mm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ada, any more?
Okay, I have another. Yeah, Daddy Freeze, Ada, and Honorable. Good work you're doing. But my question is, this very vaccine we are expecting to come out soon. Okay, this very vaccine we are expecting to come out soon. Is it coming with a chip? If yes, then why is this vaccine coming with chips? Not like the normal vaccine that we have. Or don't you think the yellow card will be better? Linus Uchi from Abuleba.
Is
um,
the vaccine coming with what?
a chip.
A tip.
A chip. You don't you know that they want to put 666 microchip inside people's hands?
Daddy freeze.
SIM card. SIM card. Is it nano? Is it nano SIM or micro SIM?
No, chip.
They want to put.
Bill Gates spoke about something like that in a TED talk.
Yeah.
So the Christian fanatics, and all this is political. This is coming from Donald Trump's camp. Right now, many Christians believe Donald Trump is sent by God. God forgive me, this man has led America into two crises: the pandemic and the emerging economic crisis that is looming, that they don't even know what's wrong with them yet. But they still, you see, religion is such a devastating tool. Bill Gates, that has paid our bills in the past, he paid 70 something million dollars on our behalf in the past, is now a devil. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is an angel. So, in their bid to support Donald Trump and their bid to make Bill Gates look bad religiously, because they know the religious sentiment is going to work, they're pushing the agenda that the vaccine is going to come with a chip and you're going to be chipped. And that is the Antichrist, the number of the Antichrist, as seen in Revelation chapter 13.
It's a vaccine. What has vaccine got to do with a chip?
God, we bless you abundantly, honorable.
Polio, malaria, vaccine. How much vaccine? One vaccine.
Okay, so I've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And can you, on in your parting notes, let us know what your thoughts are, and um, anything else you might have to say?
I think, um, like from from the government angle, the government needs to do more, like I said. But as an individual that is in government, I'll continue to do my best in educating people, and I do that in my various handles across social media, Twitter and Instagram, especially. We need to learn. We need to learn more and educate ourselves through reputable sources rather than just some funny broadcasts. There are some things that when people say, you should be able to laugh and just say it's not possible. Right? It's just not possible. We need to educate ourselves about how governance works. We need to educate ourselves that there's federalism, there's federal government, there's state government, there's different arms of government. There's something the legislators cannot do. There's something the president cannot do. Let me divert a bit. Someone when in 2015 when President Buhari was contesting, and someone said, no, President Buhari is frugal. He's going to have only 15 ministers. I said it's not possible because the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says one minister must come from one state. That means we must have a minimum of 36 ministers, right? Then if the president now feels that maybe I have a friend in Harvard, there's someone that won an award, let me add him to my cabinet, like 40 ministers, right? So if someone comes to you and says, campaigns to you that I'm going to have only 15 ministers, you know the person is lying, because the Constitution says they must have at least 36 ministers. That means if he doesn't have 36 ministers, he's committing an offense, and it's an impeachable offense. So, how many people have actually read the Constitution? How many people have learned these things, different laws, different acts about this country? We need to get involved more in governance so that all these stupid statements will not move us anymore.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Honorable Akin Alabi. It was a wonderful session. I'm sure you guys are happy because this is definitely opening your eyes. Bill Gates is not the Antichrist. Bill Gates is not going to chip you. Bill Gates does not want to sell you. Bill Gates did not give Nigerian senators 10 million to pass a bill. The bill is not a peculiar bill, like a bill Nigeria has never seen before in the history of Nigeria. Blah 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 blah. Guys, wake up.
Another thing, let me tell you another thing that I would criticize the bill for. Rightfully so, but at the same time, it's not really a big deal. They said it was plagiarized
Yes.
from Singaporean bill in 1977. Now, look, when you want to write a bill from scratch, an establishment bill, not a bill where you want to edit a part of an existing law, a new law entirely, you are going to nobody starts writing from A, B, C from beginning. You look at like existing bills and model and like change many parts of it. Now, if you put that bill in a plagiarism software like Sonnything, it's going to come up like these words already exist in some existing documents. So the person that started this influencer on Twitter, that started this talk about Singaporean thing, the Sonnything, this plagiarism software shows that there many words like from this day onward, this bill will be referred to. It showed up. It doesn't really enter
The context. The context of the bill.
Just some wordings. It's not the law itself. Look, if you write something today and say, in Nigeria, we have to start marketing our businesses well. If you put it in a Sonnything software, it's going to show you some documents that have written it, that same existing words before. So this thing brought up the Sonnything, but there was no part of the law. We didn't copy the law itself. The bill, the person that drafted the bill took some words. You take words from existing bills. It happens. Nobody's going to sit down from A, B, C, D and write a bill from an establishment bill, not an amendment bill. Establishment bill. Come on. So it's not a big deal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable. God bless you. Take care of yourselves and do have a. I'm going to give you a call when we are done. Nice one. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Honorable Akin Alabi. I'm sure all of you are now better informed and you have an idea of what is going on. Information, they say, is power. The reason why you're weak is because you're uninformed. Get power, get information. God bless you.